The question came quietly, but it felt like thunder between them. Appa, Jiho asked one evening, curled up between them on the couch. Why don't I have a mommy like other kids? Jungkook froze. Taehyung gently placed a hand on Jiho's back. What made you ask that? But Jiho fiddled with the sleeve of his shirt. A girl at school said I was weird. She said families need a mom and a dad. Jungkook's chest tightened. That's not true, he said softly. Families look different. Some kids have two dads. Some have one. Some have none. What matters is love. But, where is my mommy? The silence after the question made Jungkook's heart race. He had prepared for this. He just didn't think it would come this soon. Taehyung gave him a soft, steady look, the kind that said I'm right here. You're not alone. Jungkook nodded slowly, then turned to Jiho. Your mom loved you, but she wasn't ready to be a mom. So she left, and I raised you with all the love I had. Then Papa came into our lives, and he chose to love you too. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Jiho looked up, eyes wide. She left, because of me. No, Jungkook said quickly, wrapping his arms around him. Never. She didn't know how to be a parent. That's not your fault. Taehyung joined the embrace, kissing the top of Jiho's head. You are the best thing that's ever happened to us. You hear me? Jiho nodded slowly, sniffling. Then can I just have you both? Forever. Jungkook and Taehyung exchanged a look, one filled with aching tenderness. You already do, Taehyung whispered. Later that night Jungkook lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She's going to come back one day, he said. And Jiho might want to know her. Taehyung turned on his side. Then we let him choose. But we'll always be his home. Jungkook's voice cracked. You really mean that? Taehyung leaned in, brushing his lips gently across Jungkook's forehead. Every word. I chose you. And I'll keep choosing you, both of you. Jungkook closed his eyes. Maybe this hadn't started as love. But it was becoming the kind that stayed. The doorbell rang late on a Friday afternoon. Jiho was upstairs in his room, and Taehyung was in the kitchen chopping vegetables for dinner. Jungkook wiped his hands on a dish towel and walked over to the door, expecting a delivery. But when he opened it, he froze. There stood a man. Tall. Well-dressed. Familiar, painfully so. Taehyung, the man called, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. You're hard to track down these days. Taehyung's knife clattered onto the cutting board. "Ke?" he said, voice thin. "What are you doing here?" Jungkook's eyes darted between them. The air shifted instantly, charged, heavy, cold. Ke smirked, stepping closer. "I heard you got married." "Thought it was a joke." "It's not," Taehyung said firmly. To him, Ke scoffed, finally turning to Jungkook. "Didn't think you'd settle for a single dad?" Jungkook's jaw tightened. Taehyung moved protectively to his side. "I think you should leave," Taehyung said flatly. Ke laughed. "Relax. I just wanted to see how far you've fallen. You used to chase dreams. Now you're babysitting someone else's kid." "Jiho is my family," Taehyung snapped. "Watch your mouth." Jungkook couldn't speak. The ache in his chest boomed fast, bitter and hot. Later that night the silence between them was deafening. Jungkook sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor. "You didn't tell me about him," Taehyung sighed, sitting across from him. "He's part of my past." "I didn't think he mattered anymore, but he did," Jungkook said, voice trembling. "He still gets under your skin." Taehyung stood. "Only because he insulted you." Jungkook's eyes filled. I don't have your history. Your charm. I came with a kid in a mess and, don't, Taehyung said sharply, kneeling in front of him. Don't ever think I settled. I walked into this house and found something I didn't even know I needed, a reason to stay. Jungkook's lip quivered. Letting someone in is terrifying, Taehyung whispered, cupping his face. But I'm not going anywhere. Their foreheads touched, and for the first time in days, Jungkook let himself breathe. Because love didn't always come loud. Sometimes, it stayed. Quietly. Steadily. And that was enough. It started with a cough. Just a little one, dry, harmless. By evening, Jeho was flushed, eyes glassy, curled in bed and whining softly. His fever's high, Taehyung said, pressing the thermometer into Jungkook's hand. 102.4, Jungkook's heart raced. He hasn't been sick like this in a long time, Jeho whimpered, reaching out. Papa Tae. Jungkook hesitated, but Taehyung was already there, sitting beside Jeho and stroking his hair back. I'm here, baby. Just rest. Jungkook stood silently by the doorway, heart aching as he watched his son, no, their son, curl into Taehyung's chest. Midnight Jeho's fever worsened. Panic racked Jungkook's composure. I should have taken him to the hospital earlier. I'm so, Jungkook. Taehyung stood, firm. Breathe, I'm scared, Taehyung. I can't lose him. You won't? Taehyung whispered, cupping his face. We won't. He's strong. Like his appa. Like his papa Tae. They stayed up all night, taking turns sponging Jeho's forehead, whispering stories, keeping the room dim and quiet. Taehyung never left the room, never once looked tired. Jungkook watched him, the man he'd once called a stranger. Now here, holding his world like it was his own. Morning like Jeho's fever finally broke. Tiny breaths evened out. His cheeks slowly regained their color. He's okay, Taehyung whispered, gently pulling the blanket over him. Jungkook exhaled, shaky, quiet, overwhelmed. He turned to Taehyung, who looked just as worn but still steady. I couldn't have done it without you, Jungkook said, voice breaking. Taehyung stepped closer, brushing the tears away with a thumb. You don't have to do anything alone anymore, and for once, Jungkook believed him. Because in the quiet moments of fear and love, Taehyung never ran. He stayed. Jeho was better now, eating soup, watching cartoons, already bouncing back with the energy only a child could manage. But Jungkook, he wasn't the same. Not since that night. Something had shifted. The way Taehyung stayed by Jeho's side, never once complaining. The way his hand found Jungkook's when he couldn't stop panicking. It stuck in Jungkook's chest like a blooming egg. Taehyung wasn't just his husband, he had become something far more dangerous. Comfort. Safety. Home. That afternoon Jungkook stood in front of a florist shop, chewing his lip. He didn't know what he was doing. He hadn't bought flowers for anyone in years. But when he saw a bouquet of soft blue hydrangeas and ivory tulips, he thought of Taehyung's gentle smile, the one Jeho always reached for first now. So he bought them. He walked home slowly, heart pounding. But when he opened the door, flowers in hand, he wasn't the only one there. A woman stood in the living room. Elegant, perfectly styled, arms crossed. Taehyung stood stiffly beside her. Jungkook froze. What's going on? The woman turned with a smirk. Nice to finally meet the husband. Jungkook's grip on the flowers tightened. This is Sujin, Taehyung said tightly. My ex-fiancé. The world tilted slightly. I came to talk, she said smoothly, eyeing the house. Didn't expect the setup. Married? To a single father? That's low, even for you, Tae. Jungkook's heart twisted. He opened his mouth, but Taehyung beat him to it. You don't get to talk about my life like that. Oh, come on, Sujin said. You expect me to believe this is real? You married into a child and a broken man? You're better than this. Jungkook looked at Taehyung, waiting. Taehyung stepped forward. You're right. I'm better now, because I have something real. He walked over, took the crumpled bouquet from Jungkook's hand, and gently pressed it back into place. Then he looked Sujin dead in the eye. This man and his son? They're my family. And I'm not leaving them for anyone, Sujin scoffed, but her pride was bruised. And this time, she left. That night the bouquet sat on the nightstand beside Taehyung's bed. Jungkook lingered in the doorway. You didn't have to defend me, he said softly. Taehyung turned, eyes tired but warm. Yes, I did. Jungkook swallowed hard. You make me want to be brave, Taehyung. Taehyung smiled gently, patting the space beside him. Then come sit with me. Let's be brave together.